Well, alright, folks, here we are. This is 4th of July, actually. It's about 4:10 a.m. on a Wednesday night, or excuse me, a Wednesday morning. And we're right here parked at the Kingsford. And we got our brisket here. You probably saw, hopefully you saw part one, which is me just prepping this beef, this brisket, getting it ready to go. And right now we put it on. I guess I put this beef on about 10:30 p.m. And again, it's like a little bit after 4. So I stuck the thermometer in this thing just about I guess roughly about 20 minutes ago, and I struggled to get it in. It was still really tough. That connective tissue did not break down as much as I thought it would. I mean, this is like an 8 to 10 hour smoke, and we're about, I guess, maybe 6 or so hours into it. So we still got a little bit left, but I gotta say that I was a little bit disappointed to not be able to get that thermometer in with the relative ease that I had expected. So, to be honest with you guys, hey, I'm a little bit apprehensive, but a little bit nervous about it, because I mean, after all, I am on like 3.5 hours sleep from freaking we're talking like what, Tuesday, actually Monday morning or something. So I worked a hearty Tuesday with about 3.5 hours sleep. So I'm still super stoked about this beef and all that, getting this 4th of July started. So here we are. So you may or may not be able to hear it in my voice, but I'm trying to maintain a positive attitude. But when you've invested as much into this project as we have over the last like 24 hours or so, you expect a little more. And again, I'm like 3.5 hours of sleep, and we've been at this all day. I came up from work, and I got that beef ready to go. I yanked it out of the fridge and let it sit for room temp, and then I lit the grill. I got the chimney going, and got the charcoals going, and I did everything according to plan. So basically, we're going to go ahead and open this thing up, and papow. So there it is. Here's of course, indirect heat. To the left, you see my coals, and they're going pretty good. I mean, I've kept a good temperature. Excuse me. Somewhere in the range of like from 225 to 250. But I just looked at my thermometer before I lifted it up, and I probably should have showed you guys. It's probably ranging around about 300 or so. And it's my mop sauce here, and I have actually a makeshift mop here, and you'll probably see. I'll show it to you here. It's my mop sauce, and what I did was I just took a whisk, and I took a paper towel and just kind of wedged it right in there into the whisk, and I've been mopping it with that. And I actually have an official mop that's left in my truck, and I just don't feel like getting it, so here it is. And so I've been basting this thing fairly religiously, and I'll do it once again and just kind of pat it down and get those mop juices flowing in there. And so I mean, it looks great. I'm proud of the way this thing looks, but 6 or so hours into this beef, I want this brisket a little more tender than it was when I stuck the thermometer in there. So we're holding tough, and I'm probably going to take a few coals off of it and just kind of cool this grill off a little bit, because
what are you doing, honey?
Yeah, I see my sweetheart right here is sucking her balloon. And so
Looks good, honey.
yes, it does, honey. And so here we are. There's the brisket there, and there's the fire beside it, and you see my drip pan right there. So that's what it is. And again,
4th of July, and it's gonna get it done.
Yes, 4th of July, we're gonna get this thing done. We got too much invested, and my babies, we've been hanging out all night. So we'll be headed to our parents' house in the morning, or probably about 1 1 o'clock we'll head out. And this is supposed to be the star of the show. So I'm really expecting big things out of this. And did you tell your parents that we were doing this, honey?
No, it's a surprise.
Oh, it's a surprise. See, so that's good. So I actually have a way out of this. So if this all goes south, they're totally not expecting it. So that's my out. But hey, I'm fully invested in this thing, and we're gonna stick it out to the bitter end. So as I said before, I just put the thermometer in this beef about I guess roughly 30 minutes or so ago, and it was rough sailing. So I just said, hey, maybe that that connective tissue is really tough. I don't know what it is about brisket, but this thing is tough. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shut this grill. I'm probably gonna when I lifted up the grill, my temperature read about 300 or so. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a few coals off and stack them in my chimney, just to bring this thing right around to 225, 250. And again, we got maybe 3 or so half hours to go, about at least 3. And after about 3 hours, once I get the tenderness that I'm looking for, I'm gonna wrap it up and probably just let it go until the grill cools off. So there you have it. Still, it's a good looking piece of meat, and I've been religiously basing it and checking my temperature. So I'm fully invested in this thing, but I got to tell you, in the back of my mind, I'm a little bit apprehensive because it was so tough when I tried to insert that thermometer. So there you have it. Again, I hate to. I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but again, I'm on the 3.5 hours of sleep within the last 30 hours or so. But hey, I'm still having fun. This is a good experience. Me and my baby were hanging out, and we're just I'm still drinking a couple of beers, and we're hanging out and really enjoying this night. So but it's all about this piece of meat that you see before you. So there it is. I don't want to ramble on. I don't want to draw this thing out, and I don't want to drag you into the abyss that I'm feeling. But hey, spirits are high still, even though they seem kind of low. But hey, I'm gonna close this grill. Actually, I'm gonna take a few coals off because again, when I lifted this thing up, it was 300. So here it is. I'm a little bit apprehensive, but positive and still having fun. So I'm gonna take a few coals off, close this thing up, and then we'll get back at it. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and happy 4th, everybody.